Yeah, maybe we don't put the pack a day smoker guy next to these kids, but the teachers over there on what is it, Band of Brothers, can of Peaches Commissary in here. Not gonna happen, kid. Not doing it today. It's my next Ultramarine getting in the way of that. So I love how this is working out. It looks like a count to 100 is 14 days. I'm gonna have numbers, pictures, and words to come at you in a few different models, and I think it'll go pretty quick with the kids. I mean, again, this is kind of hands-on, experimental with your classroom or group, and dot plotting that out. So again, I tore this down. It says count by A, counting to 100, 1 by ones, B by twos, A by twos, B by threes, just to get it in there. 3, 6, 9. You obviously can't get to 100 with threes when the max value is 99. Don't just scratching the surface. Just really not get it in there. The kids aren't going to pay attention, and maybe even go to what it is, blow past it real quick, and stay on the ones. And that's counting an object out to 100. Like we got, again, the numbers. There's a version of it. We need you to do 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 100, and kind of know on the kindergarten assessment value what 100 is. When we get into grid structuring, because it's a 2 by 2 by 2 or a 3 by 3 or 3 infinity or 310 or 3 5, 3 4, and it's going to get you into some stuff later here on this course. Again, if I do that first 14 days as a substitute teaching model, get them, do the parents and stuff to make sure that's up to them. This is not going to line up with SATs, okay? Or at least first grade assessment testing by these guys' standards, even though the word problem, you kind of see the pattern, but there's a little bit of a skipjack. This is more like the middle of the year kind of testing, not necessarily an A, B, count to 100. You do need to know ordinal numbers, again, touching on it, counting backwards, utilizing 2s, 3s, 4s. Again, as kids, they're going to do it. We'll stick with 1s because when they start to feel more aware of what that is, we're just hammering it in the class. It might be more practical to really mainline this way more practically about what science is inside of here, to what these kids are going to be doing, or is it worth the time to be sure that they understand what this skill is, objects, numbers, and words, before it turns into that four-dimensional grid, like where you're going to see 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 4, 8, you can hit the multiple button, and that stuff starts to make sense from that adding perspective of that nested lattice system. What I don't know, again, against this is why they would even inform this key against testing data to begin with, short of some of the daycare Pavlovian dog stuff that goes with that. All right, let's just say they're kids, they're experimental. Same thing here, 14 days on that right there, and each day, it's the 1s, the 2s, the 3s, see what they can poke on it. We'll put a small test in there to see what they're doing, which one does. When counting objects, we're still mainlining the same counting, but we're doing it in a different system. That helps another day for the lagging student or any AB student, because hydrogen and helium, super critical fluid, Feynman picking the lock. Ordinal numbers, which are somewhere in here. It's way down in here, though, I think. Wish I could get right to the diagram of it. Oh, 79 sometimes. Well, anyways, they have a special drawing for it, and when I do my diagram for it, I'm probably going to throw that one in there because it's super tight to the bottom. Counting to 120, just because, again, tenths and teens in case they missed it in kindergarten, or we're just picking back up on it in the front of the cycle, not necessarily a year here. But let's line everything up so all the sine waves work together and kind of deal with the baby booming, popping bubbles and stuff like that. Counting number lines, counting number charts, counting number sequences. Again, just whatever. I have no idea in first graders, 6, 7, and 8-year-olds how much of that's really going to stick about utilizing these catalysts for the experiment, because it's not my stone mill, essentially. I haven't I got my Master Mason walk through, but I'm sure it gets up in the morning, drink coffee, and get ready. Um, Number word, vice versa. Numbers to words, words to numbers. We're starting to spell a little bit. Again, not to necessarily need the English class, but it serves all the things 11th, 12th, 13th, 14th, 15th. There's little glitches in there. We got digits and digits to words, tenths, hundredths, thousandths, whatever they're starting to get. Again, it can be quicker there, so I don't have to spend the whole week on it, or because ASVAB designs, maybe I find something just by passively putting it in front of them like that actually bumps up the water table a little bit. Skip counting patterns on a table, group more or less, how many more, fewer. Again, it's changing the add and subtract system a little bit, but from the word problem, it's always two addition problems. Which one is more now for a first grader may not KT real well or have an omega T pop up or draw down. Comparing numbers, words, and symbols with an addition problem. So again, you're writing, drawing them out, making your own designs, and mainlining them out first, because again, we're going to use them later on some lines. Here, for us adults, it should be a time sequence. Where's in here on the line? Come on now. Really? Not going to let me find it. There you go. For us adults, again, that's a different type of algebra or arithmetic and algebra, because they served a different. It'll be ones and zeros, diamond necklace in there. So that starts day B or week. The start of the half of the month. It's in a unit of 14 days, and that's not going to do well for the 5-day system. Try to figure out something that's going to play nice with that. Again, I was just stripping this down for the first moment. I probably ought to go erase it or redo it, but it's already in the book, and my ego, and kind of a lot of MTFs for data mining, and trying to keep the tooth tail on the dragon going for the boreal cycle. Yeah. So C is understanding subtraction values. We did the first 2 weeks numbers, counting and stuff like that, making sure the kindergartens are good. Understanding addition is the first half of that sequence. We could spend a whole year on this realistically. A lot of word problems, a lot of science, and again, I don't know what the kids are bumping into for social studies, not necessarily a history class, you know what I mean? How much time could we serve by cutting a lot of this processing time out of here, RAM or comp or whatever it is, their DDoS attack coming in. Needs and wants. They don't need and want shit, let's be honest. Yeah, something we're going to think about.